A key part of the manifestation process is becoming vibrationally receptive to everything that you've asked for. Without realizing it, many people block what they want from entering their lives because they don't yet know how to let go. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to become a match to your desires vibrationally and to experience true freedom through the power of surrender. My name is Vish, and in this video, I'm going to be exploring how surrender might be the missing ingredient between you and your desired reality. I'm also going to share a simple 3-step process that you can use in order to instantly let go and allow more of what you want into your life while releasing anxiety and shifting into deeper and deeper states of peace. So what is surrender? Surrendering is to give up your resistance to life. It's to allow this moment and no longer fight your thoughts and emotions. Though it might seem paradoxical, the only way to get what you want is to stop fighting against what you don't want. Because when you fight against what you don't want, you practically invite it into your life by feeding it your energy. And the truth is that when you ask for something, the universe instantly sends it to you. And your resistance to it blocks you from receiving it. When you surrender, your vibration begins to rise and you begin to become a vibrational match to what you've asked for. And once you do that, that manifestation, that object, that state, that experience is allowed to come into your life because you're now matching it vibrationally. And in order to do this, your job isn't to raise your vibration, but it's to stop holding your vibration down with resistance. My first experience with surrender was at a really young age. I was about 11 years old and I was diagnosed with OCD and anxiety. These are really just labels that are put on people who are currently heavily resistant to their thoughts and emotions and fighting them. And I remember that I would be always fighting whatever thoughts would come up in my mind that had to do with things happening in the future that I didn't want to happen. I used to fight them by trying to analyze, fix them, avoid them, in the hope of avoiding any scenarios in the future that were undesirable. And in doing this, it would just attract more thoughts into my experience, more thoughts for me to fight until I was totally consumed by these thoughts from morning till night. And this created a lot of suffering. It was a really difficult experience. And it's kind of like the pink elephant. So if I tell you not to think of a pink elephant, what's the first thing that comes into your mind? A pink elephant. And so thoughts would come because I was resisting, and this would create a sort of mental warfare, an inner warfare in my mind that would last from the time I woke up till the time I fell asleep. And it wasn't until one day when I'd really hit my pain threshold, that I'd suffered through this kind of, this inner battle enough that I just said, stuff it. If what I'm afraid of happens, then I'm okay with that. And I vividly remember in that moment experiencing a total release. Without realizing it, I'd surrendered my resistance to life. And the next few months were light, carefree, and life was a joy again. Over the next 15 years or so, I would experience these anxiety patterns on and off again and again. And it wouldn't be until I hit my pain threshold that I would just surrender and say, if what happens, if whatever I'm afraid of happens, then I'm okay with that. And I would experience this release mentally, physically, energetically. In the last few years, having become more aware of how we create our own suffering through resistance, I do my best now not to fight any thoughts or fight any emotions or offer any resistance to life and what is. And in living like this, I've really seen so much fear dissipate. I've seen my baseline vibration increase. Conscious creation is also way more fun because I'm not attaching so much heaviness to the outcome anymore. And really, ultimately, it's like there's a greater sense of peace within me to whatever life brings. I'm more okay with whatever happens. And this is something that I've really seen is a prerequisite, an essential prerequisite for manifesting the life you want without effort. Through my own experience with surrender, I created a process that I've been giving to my clients for the last few years so that they can use this experience to surrender and to let go of their resistance. And I'm going to share that process with you now. The first step is observe your mind. So behind all resistance is fear. And the fear will be a fear of something. There's often like a scenario that we're afraid of in any given moment of time when there's resistance. So maybe you're afraid of your partner leaving you, or you might be afraid of being broke, getting sick. Whatever that is, just observe it without judgment or analysis or trying to fix it, trying to get rid of it. And then step 2 is create your I'm okay with that statement. So an I'm okay with that statement is, let's say for example, in this scenario, your fear is if your partner leaves you. So then you say, if my partner leaves me, then I'm okay with that. And then step 3 is instantly bring your awareness to your body, relax and allow. As soon as you make this statement, it has the power to trigger energy that has been stuck there even for decades. It might bring up fear, could bring up anger, sadness, whatever it is. Just bring your awareness into your body and bring all your attention to whatever feeling comes up. Resist any temptation to move back up into the mind, because from this point on, there is no benefit from moving into the mind or thinking about this, because thought will only distract you from feeling the feeling, which is the core of this process. Now, whatever comes up, just relax into it, drop your shoulders, you can smile gently to yourself, and just allow this emotion to move through you wherever it is. And just continue to feel it. You can say this statement again, you can say your I'm okay with statement again, and just see what kind of energy it brings up, and just stay with it. Now, through this process, the aim is to move towards whatever you're feeling, rather than run away from it. When energy gets triggered like this, it can be uncomfortable, but through this discomfort, it has the opportunity to release. Because in order for things to heal, they first must be felt, because feeling is healing. Now, eventually this emotion may intensify, it might transform. Other emotions may come through as well. So it's normal that maybe it starts off being an anger sort of emotion and then it moves to sadness. Whatever comes up, just be present with it, keep smiling to it, breathe deeply into it, stay relaxed, and eventually it will subside. Part of it will release from you, or the whole lot will release from you. This is a practice, so the more you do this whenever you are triggered or when you are fearful, then the more the stuck emotion will move through your body. When emotion moves through your body like this and it releases, this is the resistance that has been keeping your vibration down, that has been stopping you from being a vibrational match to everything you've asked for. So over time, as this releases and you engage in this practice, your vibration will begin to rise and you'll become much more receptive to everything that you want. When you use this process, there's one subtle caveat which is very important, and that is, if you try to use this process as a technique to get rid of your emotions and get rid of your thoughts, then it won't work. If, on the other hand, you openly welcome and genuinely do your best to welcome whatever you're feeling and embrace it, and embrace your fears, and genuinely move into the space of, if X happens, I'm okay with that, and really surrender yourself in that moment, then this is a very, very powerful practice. If you keep doing this, you'll find so much resistance leave you. You'll find that the things that may have been bothering you for years and years eventually just disappear because you've just accepted them. You've embraced them. And if you do this, it doesn't mean that the things you're afraid of are going to happen. It actually means the opposite, because when you're fighting against what you don't want, you're feeding it energy. And when you feed it energy, you give it life. When you say, well, whatever happens, I'm okay with that, then that line of energy that you've been feeding to this particular thing in your life that you don't want just dies, and that stops growing. It starts to disintegrate. So just to recap some of the key points from today. 1, to surrender, means to give up your resistance to what is, give up your resistance to life, this moment, to your thoughts and emotions. Because when you do, resistance will release and your vibration will rise on its own until it becomes a match to your desires. Key point 2 is behind all resistance is fear. Observe yourself to see what the fear is. In the example we used earlier, there was the fear of your partner leaving you. So if the fear is your partner leaving you, then create your I'm okay with that statement and say, if my partner leaves me, I'm okay with that. And step 3 is immediately bring your awareness to your body, relax, allow, open your heart, feel the sensations that come up, whatever comes up, and eventually they will subside and pass through you. Thank you for joining me. I really do hope that this video was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, leave me a comment below. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button so you're notified of any new videos I put out. When you engage with the channel, YouTube helps me to reach more people and ultimately serve more people in the world. And if you'd like my personal help in creating a life that you love, then you can apply for a free one-to-one consult with me for my private coaching program. The link is in the description below. Once again, I really do hope that this video was helpful and that you enjoyed it. Until next time, much love, and I'll see you in the next video.